She leaned against the car and stretched one leg, then the other. Jogging in place, she worked the jitters out of her body. 6 weeks had passed since she last saw Harding Little. They'd attended Tremont Mills High School together 11 years earlier. Not that he remembered her. He'd been a star athlete on the basketball team in high school, with a chiseled physique and the face of an angel. The beauty had only run skin deep. Inside, he was a stuck-up bully. In high school, Kaylee had been Kendra, a pimply, overweight outcast with a stutter. For 12 weeks, Kendra had chatted with Harding online as Kaylee. Though she considered withholding her original name as disingenuous, she wasn't lying. 5 years ago, Kaylee petitioned the court and legally changed her name from Kendra Harmon to Kaylee Holmes. New name, a new beginning. A fresh outlook on life, and an opportunity to put the past behind her. Kaylee had encountered Harding on a social media website that catered to singles interested in hooking up. After exchanging pictures, Kaylee brimmed with excitement. Harding wanted a date. Would he recognize her after she'd lost 90 pounds, cleaned up her acne, and changed her hairstyle? He hadn't, and the sex blew her mind the night they rendezvoused at a 4-star hotel in Syracuse. She blushed thinking about it, and imagined what their classmates would say if they learned the ugly fat girl was sleeping with the star of the basketball team. But she needed to be careful. Kaylee knew nothing about Harding, except for the persona he used on social media. He must have matured after 11 years. Most people remembered teenage misdeeds with shame and regret. She wanted to believe he was as pure of heart as he was great in bed. God knew she needed his company today. This morning, Kaylee learned her grandfather had passed. Grandpa had been her rock for her 29 years, the only family she could depend on. During Kaylee's youth, her parents were too drunk and aloof to care about their daughter. Dad was verbally abusive, referring to her as a loser who would never amount to anything until she lost weight and made herself attractive to boys, as if she lacked the intelligence to support herself after school. Kaylee quieted the ghosts inside her head. She forced her lips into a smile and checked her reflection in the window, determined to look her best when Harding arrived. So where was he? They were supposed to run together from the gorge to the cliffs, 5 miles through the wilderness with the sexiest man she'd ever bedded. Check that. The only man she'd bedded. She checked the time. He was 15 minutes late. Kaylee locked the Kia. She hoped the car would make it back to Cane Grove. She'd ask Harding to follow her home, just in case. If he ever showed up. A hand touched her shoulder. She yelped and spun around, the keys jutting between her fingers as weapons. Before she punched her attacker, Harding grabbed her arm and laughed. "Hold up, it's just me."